All right, so lovely, so nice to be in your presence. How many of you have worked with Cuebric, played with it, saw me talk, experienced it? Less than half of the audience? Okay, great. I will be showing stuff that most of you haven't seen before, alongside with a couple of fun other stuff. Usually, if you know my presentations, I like to sprinkle something quite personal, so then I can connect with you, you can connect with me. And I will be starting with a very bold sentence. Of course, I will end up showing how we integrate AI in film pipelines, but I would like to start with a very bold question. What is power? I would like to ask that question to you later on, and I will be sharing my own experiences. I find this question quite like one of the fundamental mysteries of the universe, because when I was growing up, my family didn't have any. We always looked at other people that had power, and the way they were looking at it, it's like money, fame, whatever, success. I always knew that it was not there. The answer was not there. The answer was somewhere else, but I didn't know where it was. I know that it was in the universe of happiness, but I didn't know exactly what was power. In the next slides, I will be showing you how did I end up as a software CEO starting from an artist and all the forces that shaped that. And we will come back to what is power question in the next 20 minutes. So what you are looking at, this picture, I was sent this picture in 2017, December, by Google Brain Lab in Zurich. If you don't know what they do, they are the most cutting edge lab of Google. They are basically one of the labs that are currently responsible of, quote unquote, inventing accidentally generative AI art. The AI film, whatever we are seeing, including deepfakes that we have just shown at the end of the day, started from a cutting-edge research of NVIDIA and Google Brain Lab in Zurich. What you are looking at on the top row is the second succession of a distinguished scientist. His name is Alexander Morvintsev and Chris Olah, two people. It's the second iteration of their research stemming from Deep Dream, an algorithm that is known to be the first AI art algorithm that was published in 2015. I didn't receive this picture, but I received this comparison from Google in 2017, December, saying that the top row is what we did, a research that accidentally started producing art, and the bottom row is your art. We don't understand why they look so similar. Can you please come here and explain us? In plain English, I was the official first artist whose job was made obsolete by AI. And I didn't even feel that. I was just simply baffled, like completely like lost for words. I'm like, what is AI to begin with? You know, I was an artist, creative technologist. I used technology in holographic catwalks, in face tracking technologies, but AI was simply a universe I was not familiar with. But then after that, I was completely obsessed, I sometimes say possessed, by the idea of if ever I can pull some buttons and push some sliders and make some art, what will happen to filmmakers? That was really the first question I started asking myself. Oh my God, then my mom can make art like me by simply pushing some buttons. How about filmmakers? Then the next year, 2018, I made the world's first, to my knowledge, but I so far said it a couple of times and nobody objected. I think I made the world's first AI music video in 2018. I will show a glimpse of that. If you would ask, what text-to-image model was that? There was no text to nothing. This was text to absolute nothing. We could only use GANs, generative adversarial networks, and style transfers. It's by an enigmatic artist called ASCII. I call the music video panspermia because I'm always completely fascinated about the mysteries of the universe. I will show you a glimpse, and then I will show how from 2017 we came to 2024 in my journey with AI. This is all style transfer. This is GANs. seeking realism today, but in 2018, that was all we could do, and we were so happy about it. I worked with Google for a year to develop, to my knowledge, one of the world's first AI art-making tools. 2019, our tool, Make Art Like Pinar. Back then, my work partner, Viola, Make Art Like Pinar and Viola by using AI. We called it Infinite Patterns. So it was basically a tool where you could upload a picture, pull some sliders, push some buttons, and you could start making art with. I was at Mountain View with Google. We launched it. This was way before ChatGPT was a thing, or Midjourney, or whatnot, any of that, 2019. And I guess I'm lucky. I had the foresight of moving to United States because I knew that this had to change the way we make films. This had to change the way we express ourselves. This had to affect the way we use it in visual effects. Actually, in 2019, I am the person who bought AIMotionPictures.com. So it's still, if you want to buy it, you can knock on my door. A study, and then in 2020, we were approached by a visionary filmmaker. Her name is Maartje van Nijwegen. She is a Dutch filmmaker, and she made a movie, a documentary about the effects of psilocybin mushrooms on our psyche and on meditation. Did you just see the AI visual effects there? That's great, yes, we did that. And before that, wait, I want to show you this. So Alexander Morvintsev, the guy whose research ended up looking like my body of work as an accident, he came up with a model on his own. We called it infinite loops. As you can see, two paintings are morphing into each other. Actually, if you play it for a very long time, you can go microscopically inside a painting where you discover in particles another painting. It was extremely mesmerizing, and I suggested to the director, I was the AI visual effects supervisor, if there was such a thing in 2020 for AI and visual effects. And the director really liked that idea of like infinite realities which were guided by alternative states of the mind. May someone please correct me, but to my knowledge, this was the first generative AI visual effects on a future. This was 2020. Then 2021, by the way, all these experiments and the world's first that I've been showing you were made by my first company with AI called Seyhan. It was our generative AI service company, maybe even one of the first or the very first. And then it morphed into Cuebric that I will show you in a minute. And then, by the way, if we all think that generative AI and filmmaking people are unpopular today, just imagine what was the look to us people in 2020. We were very unpopular. Like today we're hated, which is fine, you know, it's fun. Back then we were mocked or sort of like ignored. Like I knocked on the door of every single production studio, every single studio between 2019 and 2020. Guys, this is coming. We can push some buttons, write some code, and make visual effects. This is going to be controllable. This is going to have meaning. This is going to be realistic. Looks weird. Looks artistic. I don't, you know, and then it's funny. It's nice. So we used generative AI for the first time in a commercial in 2021 for Beko. It's a European appliance brand. And then we won the Shiny Award, D&AD Pencil in Visual Effects Emerging Realities. In 2022, we made another music video. I mean, we did several different things, but I choose to play this one because I love Alanis Morissette. And this is a cover of hers by an LA-based artist, Gigi. By the way, I talk about style transfer, GANs. Are we familiar? Will you raise your hands if you're familiar? Yeah, these are, for those that are not, these two were one of the two fundamental generative AI models that we could use way before text-to-image or AI-based motion capture, and any of that. So this was like the tool set that we could play with back then. And the next music video that I will be showing you in 2022 is also made with a derivation of generative adversarial networks.
And every time you speak her name, she knows
nice song. Okay, I can send it to you afterwards. And then the next clip that I will be showing you is exactly a year later. We developed Cuebric that I will show you in 2023, by the end of 2022. And we went to market with our partnership with Disguise. You all know who Disguise is. For those that do not know, they're a platform, hardware, software, but the reason why we made our partnership is because Cuebric, the creative AI platform that we developed out of Seyhan, the AI production company that was doing all these very first experiments. So we're an asset making tool, and Disguise is a media server where in real time they can play our assets. I will put a dent there and I will open it in the next slides. And then we're just very lucky that our technology won the prestigious HPA Engineering Excellence Award with two other incredible companies. And in 2024 today, by the way, I will show you a video of 2 minutes. I know that how vanity and weird it looks like I'm on stage and I have a bigger version of me on stage. I know it's super odd. I don't mean to, aggrandize myself, but we put a lot of effort in producing this video. We went to market as an initially virtual production tool that accelerates background production for filmmakers. In short, a very simple, very, very, very simple engine that lets you create plates that turn into three-dimensional objects instead of starting from three-dimensional worlds. But then I happened to be at SIGGRAPH last year, and I said our platform is so easy to use that even a child can use it. It's true. When you're developing a software, you need to test it on people of all backgrounds and all capabilities. And children, as younger the people were, as easier they gave feedback and got used to our tool. And there was a representative of America's largest STEM education network serving 7 million kids today. And the guy's face lit. All of a sudden he heard, even a child can use it. He was like imagine, I'm looking at all your faces. You're concentrated, listening to me, and all of a sudden one is like this all the time. I was very distracted. I could only speak like this because he was there. And afterwards he came to see me to say that it looks very simple. If you can take out the camera tracking in 3D, we can turn it into a very easy storytelling app for children. Why not? 8 million kids, sounds great. And we launched it last week. So before I start showing you Cuebric, this will be the last leg of our generative AI journey, starting from a comparison between Google's inventions and my art and coming and serving millions of kids today. Please watch. It's only a 2-minute video, and then we'll be discussing other things.
In the age of AI, education must evolve to prepare students to thrive and excel. Students today need familiarity with AI tools and systems, as well as critical and creative thinking skills to solve real-world problems. This combination will equip them to navigate our rapidly changing world. To support this shift, Cuebric has partnered with Jason Learning, the nation's largest STEM education network, to create a project-based curriculum. It allows students to explore STEM concepts through hands-on, AI-driven learning experiences that foster deeper understanding and engagement. At its heart is the 5C framework: creativity, curiosity, critical thinking, collective care, and consciousness. These essential skills help students blend human insights with machine efficiency, focusing on areas where AI capabilities complement human strengths.
Exposing young people to the power of Cuebric and what generative AI can do. They really enjoyed the creative part of it, because suddenly an idea they had, oh, that's exactly how we imagined it to look like. And those aha moments were really great to watch.
Cuebric provides a secure environment for AI-based learning, with advanced content filters ensuring a safe space for exploration. Meanwhile, teachers use Cuebric's educator admin panel to easily manage student activities, track progress, and guide learning. While Jason Learning's founder Bob Ballard explored the depths of our oceans and discovered Titanic, I co-founded Cuebric to explore the depths of our beautiful human mind and creativity through AI. Together, we bring a shared pioneering spirit to our program. Are you ready to bring the future of learning to your classroom, district, or homeschool? Get started today with our AI-powered curriculum available worldwide. Visit cuebric.com/CuebricJasonLearning.
What do you think? Thank you. Please tell me, but we asked several educators, several districts, and what we heard is that it's another world's first. It's the world's first AI platform for creativity for students. So we're just so very driven with the possibility of touching the lives of many, many, many people in next generations and be able to educate them and give them guidance for the conscious adoption of AI. So then next generations can stop fearing AI and see it simply as a tool that is in the service of extracting the best out of them. What I did not tell you is that I was here last year at Production Summit. I gave a talk. It was one of the first times that we were releasing Cuebric, the tool that Seyhan, our creative production company, invented. And my talk, you know, at the beginning of this talk, I ask all of you what is power, because I like to, I think probably I see these occasions as like reflect on my life and reflect on myself, and I get to share it with you, wonderful people, my own reflections about what is. And last year, the theme of my talk was what was the greatest forces that shaped the decisions that I made. And I said that the greatest force in my life is love. And my life partner, my husband, who was also the co-founder of Cuebric, was in the room, and I completely, I don't want to say humiliated, but like I didn't tell him. I flashed a nice picture of us and I said, our union, the fact that we are so in love is what shapes all the decisions in our company. All the problems and hardship that we went through could be overcome because of our love for one another. He, of course, became completely red, but that's okay. And what I also did not tell you is that he left us in March this year. He passed away from a very unexpected reason, and he could not live to see the last two videos, the last two firsts that we were supposed to do together. And I continued, and I did it for both of us together with our incredible, incredible team. So I continued what we wanted to do together. So coming back to my initial question, what is power? I know that I told you it was not in the corner of like money, fame, and whatever, all of that. I know that it was in another corner. And I realized in time that power is your ability to generate infinite amount of inspiration inside of you that is not linked to any circumstances that happens outside of you. Let me repeat again. It is your capacity to generate ultimate power within, no matter what the outside circumstances may be. Life will throw curveballs at you, life will smash you, life will hit you, but if ever you know that you can always generate power within, you will always win. You will always be the most powerful because the only one that you are competing in life is with yourself. And that was my first realization of what power is. And before the end of this call, I'm in Zoom meetings all the time, you can guess. And before the end of this presentation, I will show you a second realization of what is power. So let's talk about Cuebric. The first part of my presentation was more about Seyhan and our creative innovations between 2017 and 2024. And now I would like to talk to you about Cuebric, our creative platform, AI platform that has several different AIs, multimodal, from segmentation to generation to outpainting to creating meshes to depth estimations. How many of you have been to XR Studios or worked there? some of you know, right, with JT. In 2022, Cuebric was developed with the sandbox that they have given us. Our friends, them, and many other friends of ours in film production were complaining about the high cost of background production. They were like, yeah, all these engines, hard to operate, hard to find the expert, they're so expensive, everything is expensive. Every time we're going back and forth about any change, it's like a minimum of 3 weeks to 3 months, and 6 figures starting from. So we heard that too many times. For Gary's background was in filmmaking. Mine is, as you know, in generative AI by now, since 5 years. So we came up with the idea of how about, instead of natively starting from building your environment in 3-dimensional engines, why don't we start building an environment in a flat image? You can either upload your image, sketch your image, generate your image, buy your image from a stock photography library, but we let you very quickly edit it, control it, and segment it into different parts, and push a button, export as 3D, from 2D to 2.5D parallax to 3D. You know, it's a bit like an easy trick, but it worked. So I would like to show you, I will give you, of course, how the solution works, but I would like to start with a test. It's my favorite part. People always get it wrong. More power to me. So I will ask a question. I will be showing 2 environments, 1 and 2. One is natively built in 3D, where a modeler had to be hired, 5 figures, so it were to be a bazaar, it would have been 6 figures. And the other one, we took a screenshot of the natively 3D engine-built environment, and we put it through our process and could turn a completely flat, no depth, flat image into a 3D environment. We call it 2.75D because the meshes misses the back, and could create that environment. One is a fraction of a cost. I don't want to show which one. And the other one is native 3D built. And you guys are going to guess. For those that say that the left is Cuebric, please raise your hands. 1, 2, half. Those that think that the right one is Cuebric. Exactly, 50-50. Okay, who's buying the drinks? I always the one who pays. So that is the answer. So the idea of, I'm going to get how we got it. I'm going to explain how we got there. So the reasoning how we developed the system started with the idea of, you know, if ever your talent is not going to see the back of the lot, why build it? If ever the talent will only see the sides and the front, just like any other fake building on a lot, what we did is that we start with a flat image. We turn it into, we understand its depth, we turn it into layers, and you push a button, it turns into 3D. 2.75D, that misses the back. This is how the system works. You start with your 2-dimension generation, or you upload it. You hire a matte painter, or you buy it from a stock library. And then we have 2-dimensional control. You can turn your Arctic Research Center into an igloo, into a dome, or whatnot. And then we have 2.5-dimension parallax by way of object detection and depth detection. And then we have 2.5D parallax control, and then our crown feature, which is 2.75D. You push a button and you export near 3D meshes. All for that for you to go from concept to camera. And I want to show you what changed since 2023. We started developing by the end of 2022, 2023, we were all developing it in closed beta. We were just showing it in events like that, but we didn't make it available. And when we could like hover on an object and click it, because the system understands every single object that was in the picture, it was like an aha moment. Oh my God, the system recognized an object, and we could make a new layer out of that. But 2024, we've been heard that segmenting blonde hair is one of the hardest things to do. We can make it easily today. So it's like definitely, when you're developing a software or anything, it's always like, it's very hard to imagine that you can today do a bunch of things that were like completely impossible a year ago. So it's always nice for me to remind myself, like, the challenges of yesterday are just so far gone today. same for next year. And 2023, Cuebric exported flat layers. This is exported in disguise. It was great, don't get me wrong, but today we can export USD, FBX, and OBJ. All the flat images come as a shader, already baked into your meshes, and automatically layer placed, because with computer vision we can understand the distances between several different layers. 2023, Cuebric image generation quality, it's decent, it's very good, but 2024 Cuebric image generation quality, it's much more realistic to me. It's the same for this one, again, 2023 image generation quality, and this is today. I would like to ask us not to take pictures for the next slide, please, and if we will put this online, I will ask from the organizers to remove it too. So it's very exciting for us. We have started the journey as an experiment, not even like, when you develop software, it's all about what's your TAM, what's your SAM, what's your SOM, what's your customer acquisition cost. We didn't start it like that. Gary and I, we were both creatives. He was a filmmaker, I was an artist, and we made a tool for ourselves and our friends. And it developed into something that the industry is using now, but we're now being asked by a much larger audience than just virtual production filmmakers to implement AI in a way that is more controllable, that is more storytelling, that is more there for storytellers to make meaningful outcomes. I'm just gonna flash a concept art that what we are building, and hopefully next year today at the production summit, my third time, we will be able to give you a live demo of what we are building. I can't tell much other than it's very exciting for us. Okay, going back to my initial question, what is power? My second revelation of what is power, again, not here, but here, is that I realized patience is power. In the beginning, when I started life, I was an angry teenager. I still am. But only rarely our team gets to see that. And then I apologize, and it's all love and cakes. But I was a person that had absolutely zero patience. I used to make sentences like, I ran out of patience, only for me to realize that patience is not a state of endurance to the hardship, but it is a state of calm detachment of what goes on today, so that because you are so sure of the outcome tomorrow. So it doesn't matter if your tool has bugs, it doesn't matter if it fails sometimes. I know that you are doing your best, but it's okay. Just have patience that it will work and it will be incredibly useful for the rest of the world, because you are just so patient and you are sure of the outcome. So actually, patience to me is power, because patience equals confidence. By the way, I want each and every one of you to come share what is power answers, revelations with me after. I would just love to learn from you. And I will be ending my presentation with some of the examples of our users, how they were using Cuebric. This is again a virtual production test by a young director, Quinn Halleck, on the Disguise and Row stage here in LA. Obviously the guy is real and the production design is real, but the background doesn't exist. I mean, it does, but it's made up. This is a storyboard by an animator by using every single asset. The animation is made in another tool, of course, but every single asset is made and segmented, dimensionalized in Cuebric. Here is another creator. We didn't go to market as a game tool, but one of our users is apparently a game designer, side scroller. And then he sent us this and said, are you aware that your tool is so amazing for game design? And we were like, we had no idea. So he said, every single asset here, other than the portal, is made inside Cuebric. And he made this game in less than 48 hours. I will be ending my talk with a fake moon landing made by Cuebric, the tool. Did you get it? Okay, good.
Secured both on altitude and altitude rate. Yep. ED back, 37.2. Roger, ED bats.
ED bats are 3. Okay. Okay, Gordo, you're all coming to 340.
Roger.
And the radar lights are out. Beautiful.
Okay, sounds great. Both systems
You're
are
looking
go
at
right on the
LA.
line.
Okay, you're looking at Delta H.
And your go for Verb 57.
Okay, Verb 57 is in. Hey, Houston, is the Ags out of plane correct?
Stand by.
Thank you. We started an innovation group, and this barcode will take you to our contact, get in touch. We have several studios that part of our innovation group that are giving us very regular feedbacks, especially the third iteration of Cuebric after alpha and beta that we are building, the version 1. If you would like to be one of those that give us feedback, we will be so happy to talk to you. Thank you.
All right, we've got time for a couple questions. Who's got a question for Pinar? We're going to go over here.
Thank you so much. This was so wonderful and informative. And I want to give you my sincere condolences for the loss of your husband.
Thank you.
I have been working on my own IP for years. I have illustrations, I have video content. I'm interested to put those things into Cuebric and do such things as creating my own animated storyboards and perhaps some other short form content, proof of concept content. Can you tell me about some of the steps that would be involved for me to, again, using my own IP, be able to upload? And I'm just interested what the process would be.
Yeah, absolutely. Currently, our tool only welcomes flat images and layered images. We do not welcome video. The next iteration will be. So you upload your picture, and then we have an AI brush, like imagine a brush, but it has an AI inside it. So let's say that you have a zebra, and you can select that zebra and turn the zebra into an elephant. It's called, technically it's called in-painting. We have several different in-paintings. One is to bring an object that never existed before. The other one is to turn an object by keeping its skeleton shape, like it will basically give you a zebra it will give you an elephant that has the shape of a zebra. It's called modify. And then we have an in-painting. If ever you take your zebra and you make a new layer, there's a hole in that flat image. You can automatically fill that image with more AI, with more, with more background. That's also an AI brush function. And if ever you have a transparent, let's say, elephant, and you would like to put a bow on his head, you can also even use our in-painting function on a transparent image. Afterwards, if you would like to have some sort of mini animation, you select every single object. We have object detection and depth detection. If you have a flat image with a vista, then use our depth-based segmentation, so then you can segment front layer, middle ground, and background. But if ever you have clear objects like an elephant, zebra, you can hover on them and click and make a new layer. I'm not sure if you will need our 3D exports, unless you work with engines or Nuke or whatever, professional filmmaking tools. If your animation pipeline has 3D, you're more than welcome. And then we have an export button. It exports OBJ, FBX, and USD. Thank you.
Can we get a round of applause for Pinar and Cuebric? Thank you.
Thank you.